Go to chapter 7 in your journal and get the definition of inverse variation and constant of variation. You'll see below there's an example. If we have y equals a over x, an example of this would be y equals 5 over x, and my constant would be 5. Now go to your notes packet, and if you'd like to write the definitions in the side of the notes packet, then you can. And we're going to do example 1. So we want to tell whether it's direct, inverse, or neither for the variation. To do that, we want to solve for y and then determine what type it is. So we'll make a little table. Solve for y, get the type. So for part A, I'm going to do what? Let's divide both sides by x. So we can see here that this would be an inverse variation because it's division, 5 divided by x. X is in the bottom. For part B, it's already solved for y, and there's no division and there's no multiplication, so this would be neither. And for part C, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 to get y equals 2x. So what do you think this will be? Yeah, this would be direct variation. For example 2, our general equation for y equals ax, which is direct variation, can also be written as this, y over x equals a. So to find the constant, we would divide. And then for inverse variation, y equals a over x, it can be written as x times y equals a. So to find the constant, we would multiply. So what we're going to do for parts A and B is multiply and divide x and y and see which one of these is equal to a constant. So if I multiply 2 times negative 12, I get negative 24. If I multiply 4 times negative 6, negative 24. And will I get that for the last box as well? Yes, I'll get negative 24. So when I do y divided by x, I take negative 12 divided by 2, I get negative 6. Negative 6 over 4 can be reduced to negative 3/2, which is not the same as negative 6. And then negative 4 over 6 can be reduced to negative 2/3. And negative 3 over 8 can't be reduced. So these are all different, but my x times y is constant, and they're all equal, which means that if you go back up to the top, this is going to be an inverse variation. So for part A, we can write inverse. For part B, we'll do the same thing. X times y and y divided by x. So try to figure that out for each pairing. We have 2 times 1 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 3 is 24, and 16 times 4 is 64. And then if we divide, 2 divided by 1 is 2, 4 over 2 is just 2, 8 over 3 is a decimal, and 16 over 4 is 4. So this one is neither of these work out, so it's going to be neither. Now look at example 3 on the next page. We're going to try writing an inverse. To start, we have to figure out, is it direct? Is it inverse variation? So if x and y inverse very inversely, we have y equals a over x. So first we want to find a. So y is 4 when x is 3. We'll plug in 4 equals a over 3. So multiply both sides by 3 to get a equals 12. Once we have my a, I can rewrite my equation to say y equals 12 over x. This is my equation that relates x and y. And then find y when x is negative 2. I plug in negative 2. So y will be negative 6. And we're done.